Hey YouTube, Jim here, Further 73. I am back from my trip to town. This time, I'm smoking my little K Woody Super Grain. See right there, K Woody Super Grain. You notice the little K Woody clover leaf right there, inlaid in the shank and not in the stem. And if you look right there, Grecian briar, and I don't know if you can make it out or not. There you go. Four-digit shape number. This little guy is a 1935 or 36. I'd have to double check. This shape came out, was made only 1 year with that clover leaf in the shank, and the following year it was out here in the stem. So, this is one of the few K Woodies that you can date down to a specific year. And in it, I'm enjoying another bowl of meat pie. But, I went to the antique shops in town. Got all my packages mailed out from the contest. So, gentlemen, according to the United States Postal Service, you will have your packages Monday. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually Tuesday, because they kind of hosed me on a package I sent down to Florida earlier in the week. Kind of funny how they do that. It was 2-day priority mail. I sent it out on Tuesday because Monday was a federal holiday. And it said it would be there Thursday by the end of the day. And I checked the tracking information on it. And it was in transit on time. It showed up in Pensacola, and it said it was out to the local area for its its final destination, in transit on time. And heard from the gentleman that I mailed it to that it didn't show up that day. And sure enough, I checked it, and it was still in transit on time, but they moved the expected delivery date out to Friday. So Eddie got his pipe on Friday morning, rather than Thursday like it was supposed to have. So, Eddie, if you're watching this, I apologize. It's the post office, not me. But so anyway, guys, those packages I sent out this morning, you should get them Monday, Tuesday at the latest, hopefully. So anyway, it's a continuation of my worst of the worst restoration video. Before I get to the nasty little one that I picked up to restore, I'll show you the other pipes that I scored. I already showed you in a previous video this little K Woody here, and I'll tell you what, the more I look at this thing, the more excited I am about getting her back into shape. And other than that little hole right there, I showed you that earlier, and it's not going to show up too good out here, I don't think. But other than that little hole, this thing is in pristine condition. It's got just a little bit of cake buildup inside, but there's no cracks, no big dings. There's really no char on the rim. The stem, it's a metal fitment screw-on drinkless stem. It's perfect. It snugs up right in line, and it wasn't even stuck. And here's your stinger, and you can't see that. Anyway, here's the stinger. It's grungy, dirty, just came out of the antique shop. But it's a 4-hole stinger instead of the 3. So it's a little older. I'm not sure how old it is. It's a 2-digit shape stamp here. I think it's stamped shape number 71. So, but it's kind of a small pipe. It's hard to tell holding it up with the camera like that. It looks big, but you can see compared to the one that I'm smoking, this one's a lot more substantial than that. Okay, and I said that I thought I'd scored 2 Ben Wades. Well, it turns out, I'm pretty sure I only scored 1 Ben Wade, so I probably paid a little too much for one of them. But the other one I think I did okay on. So I'll start with the one that I thought was a Ben Wade, that now that I look at it, I don't think it is. It is stamped, handmade in Denmark, with US stamped underneath that. And the main stamping is Marcel Extra. But it's a classic Danish freehand. Now somebody has decided they could make these things better by replacing the stem. So they put this piece of crap in there and it's fitted for a filter. But what's really bad is this wasn't a filter pipe originally. I think they had that stem and they wanted to make it look good to sell it. So they kind of, I don't know if you can see that or not, but they kind of did a crappy job trying to open that shank up a little bit. And consequently, they got their crappy stem to fit in it. But if you look at it, now the drilling's off. See, it's kind of whopper jawed. So I'll have a nice little challenge with that. I think I've got some ideas of what I'm going to do, and it's got a crack here in the briar. I don't know. Ah, there you go. You can kind of see it there. It's not cracked from smoking. It's that's a little crack that was in the block, and they filled it and didn't do a very good job of it. But I'm going to repair that, and I don't know. This may go up on eBay when it's done. It may end up being a knockaround. I don't know. But I'm going to make a new stem for it and fix that shank. And then this one that I've got here in my hand that you can't see just yet is the find of the day. I'm going to hold this up here. You see that? It's a Ben Wade Intermezzo, grade C, handmade in Denmark. And from what I've been able to find, this was indeed made in the Prebenholm factory. And it's a big freehand. This thing is giant. And it's in relatively good condition. Again, it's got a replacement stem. It's not the original stem. Fortunately, they didn't damage the shank on this one when they replaced the stem. You can see there that it's still intact like it's supposed to be, but it's got some pretty nice straight grain on it. Looks like the original stain is kind of a light to dark fade with a little contrast staining around the end of the shank. And I apologize, the lighting's not that good. I'm behind the shop again, and I'm trying to mix it up a little bit because it gets boring seeing me inside the shop in the same setting all the time. So the lighting is not quite what I was hoping it to be out here. But anyway, I'm gonna play with this thing. And this, like I said, it's huge. Look at that. That's my thumb. I mean, that's a huge bowl. And stick your finger in it, go all the way down to the bottom. That's how deep it is. I mean, the thing's almost 2 inches deep. That's going to last a while. So what I'm going to do is I'll either get an acrylic freehand stem and fit to it, or I may just take some, I may take some vulcanite rod, ebonite rod, and just turn my own freestyle stem for it. Try and get it as close to what it may have had originally. I realize, replacement stem's going to hurt the value a little bit, but I think for $35 I didn't get hurt too bad for that. And now, as promised, the worst of the worst. This is going to be our little restoration project we're going to do together, and I will get started on that. And I'm at 8 minutes now, so we'll probably have to have another video, but here it is. This is just a little Medico, and you can see, look at that, Grungy. I mean, that thing is nasty. There was one nastier, but it was actually Brylon instead of briar, and I'm a bit of a pipe snob in that the pipe either has to be made of one of three materials: wood, clay, or meerschaum, or I'm really not interested. So, and as far as wood, I really kind of prefer it to be briar. But you can see right here, it's heavily rusticated, but even so, right here in this rustication, there's a big nasty putty fill. So we're going to gouge that out and see what we've got underneath. We're going to ream this bowl back. We're going to clean it all up and get it polished. The stem's in fairly good condition. It's not terribly oxidized, which leads me to believe that it may not be vulcanite. It may be plastic or acrylic of some type, but If you'll notice, there's really not any damage to the button here. There's not really any heavy tooth chatter, and it's a metal fitment, and it's you can see it's grungy as all get out in there, but it's a metal fitment. It's designed to take a filter. Not a big fan of metal fitments, even on K Woodies. I don't really care for the ones on the K Woodies either, but if you remove them, it takes away from the value, especially the older ones like this guy. I'm not saying that this is a really valuable pipe. It's a desirable pipe, and the big 4-hole stinger is intact, so that increases what value it does have. But a lot of these got the stingers cut off of them because people didn't care for them, but it smokes okay with it. So anyway, without being too long-winded here, there's our Stummel, the worst one I could find. I paid $12 for this at a local antique store. It's a nice little pipe. It's kind of grungy and all of that, but I'll take you through a full restoration on that. And when I'm done, if any of you guys out there in YouTube land are interested, send me a PM. I'll make you a deal on it. Otherwise, I'll probably just throw it up on eBay and let the high bidder have it. But anyway, that's that. I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off, finish smoking this, move into the shop over here, and I'll get set up and we'll do a ream on that guy. Get that bowl cleaned up and reamed out, and we'll start our preliminary cleanup on it, and then we'll get the retort set up, give it a nice boiling Everclear enema, and get all the gunky nasties out of it. Really doesn't smell too bad. It just smells like an old musty pipe. I mean, it's not a real strong aromatic or anything, a real soupy goopy sickening smell or anything, but it's definitely crusty and it's definitely dirty. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go all out on this little guy, and we're going to make it look as good or better than it did when its previous owner picked it up at the drugstore. So guys, you enjoy your weekend, and that's what I'm going to do. Fiddle-dicking around with these pipes is something I really enjoy, and after a crappy work week, there's not too much else to do in the wintertime that's as much fun and relaxing as bringing these old things back to life. But I'm sure you'll see this one in a future video after I get that guy all fixed up. I can see this little K Woody here, stinger and all, becoming a fan favorite here. I'm really excited to see how this one comes out. So anyway, smoke a bowl, have fun, enjoy your family and your time off, relax, and get ready to do it all again. And I'll see you after I get set up inside, and we'll get cracking on that little Medico. See ya.